Batwoman Season 2, Episode 1, titled What Happened to Kane. Now, this episode, of course, is a big one, mainly because, not just because it's the first episode of the new season, it's because it's the first episode of a brand new Batwoman. It got announced in, like, May that Wee Rose was going to come back to play the title character of the show, while also it got announced, like, a couple of weeks later that it wasn't going to be Kane. They weren't even going to recast the character. They were going to create a completely different character to wear the cowl. And the character's name is Wayne Wyler. While also, you're dealing with the aftermath of what happened last season. So you're quite curious, like, how this first episode, how this introduction is going to pan out. And I won't lie, I found this episode such a jumble. No, not a jumble, but just gutted. Really, it's so much is going on that they had 42 minutes to pile all this stuff going on. The stuff doing with Wayne Wyler, who's a new Batwoman. You got the stuff with that. You got the stuff doing with Hush, Tommy Elliott pretending to be Bruce Wayne, and you got that storyline. You got the aftermath of finding out what happened to Kate and that storyline, and finding out and having every character's reaction of seeing Kate getting lost. It just felt so bloated and so too much was going on, to the point nothing really had any focus to it, really. I mean, even with our new Batwoman, all I know of her is she is essentially, we know her like Thomas and Martha Wayne, or Krypton blowing up, or a spider bit on her hand moment. The reason why, the driving force that she's wanting to be Batwoman. But the truth is, that's it. Her personality, she's, becomes, she does the whole thing of, like, clearly the idea is she is meant to be, essentially you have Batman in the first season, and now you're going to get, like, Daredevil in this new season, where it's all about the ground and protecting the little person, the one who doesn't speak up as much. Maybe, and you maybe get a gist of that, but it wasn't enough. And, like, there's stuff I like, and it's, with Ryan, it's not much to have an opinion, really. It's too much of a small sample that fully have that opinion of, do I felt they made the right move? Do I think this is a good character? All that kind of stuff. The stuff doing with Kate really felt like, spoiler alert, they kill her off. Or apparently they kill her off. And having everyone's reactions, I was like, okay, I get it why you have to do this, but I mean, I would just like, I was like, just about it. And then you have the Tommy Elliott thing, which I don't lie, I did enjoy a bit. Mainly just because, hey, I'm seeing Bruce Wayne, technically Bruce Wayne on screen. But I really enjoyed that he's really loving being Bruce Wayne. Like, he's at Wayne Manor, and he's like, well, I'm being a Playboy Bruce Wayne. Oh, I'm able to get supermodels, all that kind of stuff. Like, he's taking fun with it. And having fun that he's also a Batman, and and probably that would happen. If you found out that, if you knew that, if you were this person, you would get all these quirks. You will have a kick out of it. We do see the Batmobile. We do have a chase sequence with the Batmobile, which is pretty much the most CW take on the Batmobile ever. It's just a big black, like, Lamborghini, a Ferrari, pretty much. It's a black Ferrari that missiles drop up. It's not the most elaborate Batmobile in the world. It's not the, oh my god, that's a, oh my god, but unless the idea is, like, here's a car that Bruce could drive around with, but, if something came up, he could just put on the suit on and didn't have to fuss about changing his car. It could be that whole thing, but but I will say this, if they bring Bruce back, like, actually Bruce, I will say this, I don't I buy this actor being the billionaire playboy, but I don't buy him actually being Batman. I don't know. It's just for me. I just couldn't click on it. I do have my opinions. What I feel while watching the show. What I think I probably would do with the show, in the situations of your main actor not showing up. Your main actor wanting not to come back for another season. I'll say that when a couple more episodes come along, but I am, it's a gloated, and you might your head thinking you're just jumping over the place because this episode is so packed, and it's hard to have my mind going all over here. So yeah, it's just I always say I'm never been a fan of the first episodes of these Arrowverse shows. I always found them just a little bit too packed, or just not that focused, or just not that good at anything. So hopefully, second episode, which is called Prior Criminal History, it is a more sense of the main story. Let's assume there's only going to be 13. Let's just assume that. And let's just have, hopefully get more background and get a more sense of who Wyan Wyler is.